What do we believe?
Do you remember your first day of school? Or your first job? Or when you moved into a new neighborhood and you didn't know anybody? Do you remember those little feelings, those little murmurings of being a little
Are you well? Another episode, another question, another answer. This week we're looking at question 7 of the New City Catechism, which asks, what does the law of God require? We know what laws are. Laws are rules. It's what we have to do in order to not get in trouble in whatever context they are placed. There are sports rules, there are school rules, there are house rules. According to the New City Catechism, the law of God requires personal, perfect and perpetual obedience, that we love God with all our heart, soul, mind and strength, and love our neighbour as ourselves. What God forbids should never be done, and what God commands should always be done. Juan Sanchez says in response to this question that the simple answer is that God requires perfect obedience. But Juan Sanchez goes on to say that this law of God we're looking at in this question, was not given in our context, nor was it given in a context that saw Christ die on the cross. But it is important to know what God requires. God does require perfect obedience, and you might be surprised to know that we aren't perfect. To really summarise why this question and answer is important to us today, I think you simply need to look at the news and what's going on around us. There are lots of people out there who think that eventually we're going to get it under control and that the world will eventually be perfect. God's law shows us that that isn't true. We will never match up to Him. We will never match up to these laws and to these rules. So what's next?